Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good, Michael Moore. Welcome to Highly Uncircumcised.
Thank you, Nicole Juergens. Highly uncircumcised. How was your highly uncircumcised weekend? This is a Monday for the listeners, by the way.
Yeah, we are basically like a week ahead on producing these videos. So this is a Monday, May 10th, but they'll get this, I don't know, sometime next week. Do you think they care about all that? Right before we started, Michael and I were shooting the breeze, and then I said, "Do we need to shoot the breeze some more, or do we just go?" And what did you say, Michael?
I said I haven't shot a breeze since 2017. Thank you.
I
I'll
don't know.
thank you to stay out of my personal affairs.
I don't know why I thought it was so funny. I was like dying. I was like, "Yeah, where does that saying come from? Shoot the breeze? Like what?"
Where do most sayings come from? Like, I don't know. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I'm sure that's like a hunting thing, but I told you though, I like hunters.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Hunters are important to our show.
They're 12% of our demographic.
Welcome, all two of you hunters in the audience.
Two, like one.
Shout out to the hunter.
Michael Moore.
Yes.
Take us where we're going today, because Michael said he has a topic, but
you know what?
he didn't want to share it with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you where we're going. Buckle up. I have a question for you. In your opinion, oh Lord, you gave me that look like I was just gonna put you on.
Am I gonna
blast.
like this question? Yeah.
It's not a personal Nicole question. You're fine. In your mind, what is the worst invention ever? And I don't mean that like humorously. I'm not talking about like the pet rock or something. I mean like literally, what do you think is the invention that man thought was going to take man to the next level of just human existence, and then it's just a big flop? I know what I think it is.
Okay, I have to think some more on what I really think the worst is, but I can tell you what I thought was like the stupid or worst when it first came out, and have done a complete 180 and now think it's the best invention ever. I can tell you that.
Okay.
That's what came to my mind immediately. So I have to think more on what is the worst. But what came to mind immediately when you asked me that was ear pods. The little ear pods from what? What's that face? It did like these things. These
Wow. Yeah, I know what earpods are.
Okay, especially because at the poker table, right? So we used to be at the poker table, and we'd have our phone and we'd have the earphones that plugged into our phone, right? And for some reason, apparently I thought those were the shit. And when they came out with these ones that were wireless, I thought, and people started wearing them, I'm like, those just look ridiculous. Those look stupid. They're on the phone walking, and you don't even know they're on the phone, and they look so dumb. I was all judgy, like just decided it was like the dumbest thing ever. And then I got them. I don't know why I decided to get them after being so judgy, but I did. And they are literally like the best thing ever. Like for exercise, like I would exercise with the wire one in my phone, like running with the wire hanging down. Like, and somehow I thought this was preferable to, but the AirPods are like the greatest invention ever. Like, that's all I'm going to say about that. No one can convince me otherwise. But I did think when they first came out, they were like the dumbest invention ever. But that's what came to my mind when you started to ask me that question. I don't know what I would say is what is the invention that we thought would be the best. So I did the opposite. But what's the one that we thought would be the best that ended up being the worst? You tell me what yours is.
Hands down, not even close. It's got to be guns.
Oh, you want to take it deep. Uh-oh.
I was just watching the news, which I've been trying to avoid for the 3 weeks you and I have been going hard in the paint on this podcast. And I'm just like so tired of hearing about these shootings everywhere. Like the one this morning was about there was a shooting in Times Square, and I don't know if you've ever been to New York, but like Times Square, that is the most surveilled, busy, like who in the hell is going to shoot up Times Square in broad daylight? And a 4-year-old girl got shot. And I was just like, guns are, listen, this is in no way, shape, or form to get some Second Amendment arguments started and all that nonsense.
But it is. That's what happens.
I mean, it is high level, but I'm talking about just for the sake of our podcast and this conversation. I'm not trying to get are you pro-gun or anti-gun? All I'm saying is guns in my mind were just literally the worst invention ever. They have caused so much death and destruction and division amongst people, and I'm saying this right now even knowing that the people that I know that watch this podcast that are friends of mine are gun loving and all that kind of stuff, and I have no personal issue with people that want to own guns, because 100% of the people I know that own guns are law-abiding, productive, good citizens that are not out shooting up Times Square. But I would say there's a huge percentage of huge, like Donald Trump huge, like huge. There's a huge.
Is there? That. Do you hear it?
I don't hear an echo.
I hear it. Huge. Try it again. Huge. Oh no. Okay, go ahead. Oh my God. Okay.
Listen, there's a huge percentage of people out there that are gun owners that are just one argument, one being cut off on the road driving, one insult away from just shooting up wherever they are.
But is that a recommendation for not having guns or for cleaning up our mental abilities? I mean, it sounds more like we're emotionally charged and can't handle ourselves.
Well, let me answer your question with a question. Wouldn't you rather someone who's emotionally charged have to be emotionally charged with their fist as opposed to a Mac-10?
Sure, but then this debate is huge. Huge, so big. Like,
if you say huge one more time, I'm going to close my laptop screen and I'm going to go watch The Price is Right.
Listen to me. Listen to me when I'm talking to you like this, okay? This conversation is we're not prepared for this. The world is not prepared to hear what we have to say about this. But I think when I think about it, okay, so let's think about when we first developed guns. What did we probably first invent them for hunting, right? Like, we started with the
I'm sure they were invented
the spear, the bow and arrow, and we, went on.
No, I would say they were invented just for what they were used for, which was weapons of war.
Well, I think originally back how many hundreds of thousands? How old are we? I don't know.
Guns are only maybe 200 years old, maybe
what?
Not even 200.
No.
Yeah, Sam Colt invented the revolver in like the early 1800s, something like that. Check me. You can just Google it, but I'm pretty sure guns are less than 200 years old.
I don't want them. So the point is, I was just thinking if we first developed them for hunting, I can see the point, right? Like, you got to kill your food, right? But if it wasn't, then yeah, it probably was developed in a point for war. And then so for people who are like, well, then we shouldn't have them. I agree, we shouldn't, because it's never ending. I mean, violence is never ending. Like, you have a gun, and then somebody else has an Uzi, and then somebody else has a rocket launcher, and then somebody has a nuclear weapon. Like, it never ends. Like, but how do you go about getting rid of the gun? That's the problem, right?
I think your thought on this, or your argument for this particular conversation is a bit limited in that
I've thought about it for a total of 30 seconds. So that
but you probably need to just look at the gun deaths and injuries in America year over year, and then look at the next country on the list, followed by the next country.
I
and you
agree,
see
100%. I agree.
It's 1,000 times less. So it's not that we're armed; it's that something's going on.
No, it's not that we're armed. It's that we're mentally incapable. We have mental and emotional issues in our country. It's why we're sad, depressed at huge rates. But the problem is, and this is talking about like shifting your beliefs, and I still don't know where mine is on this, but it's changing. It used to be 100% with you, like, yeah, we just shouldn't have guns, like you just get them out of the world.
I never said that.
Oh, okay, what are you saying?
I'm not saying we shouldn't have guns. I'm just saying that if there was something that I could just wish out of existence, it would be guns. But in a real world scenario, like, not pie in the sky thinking, I do think that there should be more real and practical ways to keep guns out of people's hands. For instance, they just signed a bill in Texas, I want to say over the weekend, like literally in the last 24, 48 hours, in which you can now legally carry a gun in Texas with no permit at all. Even in an open carry state, you still had to have some level of, like a driver's license. You've been through something to say like, okay, yeah, I can have this gun. I mean, it wasn't like California where like almost nobody can get like a concealed carry permit ever. But, Texas and a lot of the states in the South or red states usually are pretty much open carry states. But Texas is now basically saying you don't even need background checks to buy a gun.
Okay,
that's amazing to me. Like,
but if their people are and by their people, I mean Texans are voting for this, then what the problem is? Like, if that's what they want in their state, right? So this why I say that is,
I hope there's a lot of editing going on in this episode, because this episode is like you're sitting there like
why I am saying this is because as you were talking about this, it made me think even more passionately about the idea that I've been having a lot lately. It was just like, I just want to move into the middle of nowhere with nobody else except I'm not with nobody else around me except the people that I know and love. And
who else is gonna want to move to the middle of nowhere?
Quiet. Can you be quiet?
You just keep saying things I have to respond to. Okay, go.
And I'm going to move there and forget that the rest of the world exists, because there's so many issues and problems and everybody's offended and everybody's upset all the time in this world. I need to build my own village, and that's what I'm going to do. And if you're nice to me, you can come.
So, are you finished?
You may commence.
Yeah. I have literally lamented bringing up this topic with you right now, because everything that's come out of your mouth and probably mine after the question is just ridiculous. And with that said, I'm going to watch The Price is Right.
Listen.
It's a gift to be able to make yourself laugh, honestly.
Listen, I want to tell you something. This is a supercharged. It's like probably one of the top most controversial things to talk about in the United States, right? There's like,
I'm talking to you. I want to know what you think.
I'm not. Can I finish? The point is that
say something salient.
Oh my God! Interrupt me one more time.
What's gonna happen? You're gonna come through the screen. It's gonna be like one of your horror movies. So you're gonna come through the screen
one more time. See what happens.
Be in my car so fast you never find me.
So listen, this is probably one of the biggest, most this and abortion and
Is abortion really a big topic now? That should be our next episode.
Oh my God! Who do I hit? There's nobody here. Oh my God! I wish you were here right now and smack you so hard.
We're gonna have to put plastic explosive on this episode and just blow it up.
Oh my God.
I can't even stop interrupting you. Oh. I can't even stop interrupting you.
Put tape on your mouth. Put tape on your mouth. Let me finish.
You won't shut that up.
Put tape on your mouth right now. So this is probably one of, along with like abortion and equal marriage, love, equality, all of that, right? These are like,
wait, what's love equality?
Like,
oh, you mean like gay marriage or something?
Yes,
oh.
like these are all like highly charged debates that I do want to have on the show. It's just that when you just spring it on me like this, these are the thoughts that are in my head, right? Like the biggest one is that I just want to run away from everybody and everything and go start my own village somewhere. And that's the first thought that came into my head.
That would require you to have children.
I have children.
Well, you said start a village.
Yeah, I have. I'm with all of my tribe. You can be in my tribe.
Oh, you mean everybody else?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like you, like Adam and Eve creating everybody else.
No, I don't mean actually like creation. I mean like we go buy some land somewhere and we set up shop. And then
where would we do that?
I don't know, but we can't tell anybody. I don't want anyone else come in.
Louisiana soda.
That's the whole point. Like all this stuff is like too much, and this is why I can't watch the news, right? Like you literally just asked me this question, I'm like, oh no, I have to go build a village.
Remind me never to ask you any questions on the show.
No, listen, I think this is a good, and I think you are right. It is absolutely the worst invention ever made, that, you know, and you know who invented it? Some dude. You know this. There was no.
I thought you were gonna say.
No woman invented the gun.
I was about to be in full agreement with you.
No woman invented this gun. Some dude thought he was awesome and invented a gun. And
Sam Colt.
And it was. It is. You're 100% right. I agree with you. It's the worst invention ever. Like why can't you just be like happy with your knife? You know, like be a man. Like fight like a warrior. Like
just stab somebody in the spleen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Take somebody's liver out.
Right. Why you gotta shoot somebody up from 8 miles away? Like,
you know what I'm saying? Get in their face and just, you know, stab them straight in the heart. Right. You know what I'm saying? Show some heart.
What the hell is wrong with you? So now we're shooting people from what are those things? Amazon?
Bludgeon somebody's kidneys.
No,
you know
what are those
mean?
little things that fly then?
Drone?
Yeah. Now we're shooting things from drones. We're not even. It's we're just taking all of like the person out of it.
You look up and there's a missile coming.
Rocket just coming out of it.
What that is?
Hey, Mama, what is that? That's so sad because actually it's probably like life for some people. Right? Like it's actually
outside of the United States.
Yes. We have the luxury of sitting here and making jokes about this. But yes, I 100% agree. I think that we can probably end this episode right here.
This is not an episode. This is just a conversation.
After this
we
episode,
cannot give this
I'm
to
gonna
the
have
people.
Deep words with Michael Moore. This next episode is going to be much more professional, guys.
No,
just so you know.
No, this is not an episode. I reject.
Okay. I want to end it by saying that I concur. I wish, you know, wishes are like farts and I don't know, there's no point to them, but
there's a point to farts.
I wish that some dude never invented the gun. But
can you imagine if you couldn't fart? How bloated and ridiculous you would feel.
We talked enough about farts on the
show.
show.
I'm just saying, like, you would feel disgusting if you couldn't let it out.
But we're gonna end this for today because I want to make a promise that we will have an actual real gun debate at some point in the future when we both actually thought about our positions.
I have thought about my position, thank you.
Okay, we both have actually thought about our positions and we can debate them
debate.
Thoroughly. So for now, let's just say goodbye because I need a little break.